The next topic is RCA, that is root cause analysis. The root cause is a core issue, the highest level cause that sets in motion the entire cause and effect reaction that ultimately leads to the problems. Root cause analysis is defined as a collective term that describes a wide range of approaches, tools, and techniques used to uncover the causes of problems. The factor that caused a problem or defect and should be permanently eliminated through the process improvement. So it's a systematic, RCA is a systematic process for identifying root causes of problems or events and an approach for responding to them. RCA is based on the basic idea that effective management requires more than merely putting out fires for problems that develop, but finding a way to prevent them. So the root cause analysis approach helps to describe a problem, identify and determine its primary causes, reaching the heart of a problem and inspecting its aspects allow RCA to create an efficient, systematic problem-solving approach. Correctly performed, a root cause analysis can identify breakdowns in your process and system that contributed to the non-conformance and determine how to prevent it from happening it again, like eliminating the root cause. Problems are not repeated, like by doing so it can reduce rework, retest, reinspect, poor quality, cost, etc. Problems are prevented in other areas. Communication improves between groups and process cycle time improves. Secure long-term company performance and profits. Less rework is increased products. So this is the actual status. Like above the surface, you can see the symptoms of the problems, but if you dig deeper, you can find the root cause of the problem. So how does it differ from what we do now? The usual approach. So in most companies, when a problem surfaces, we fight and try to put on the fire immediately. This involves some kinds of quick fix or work around to keep the process moving. Just as you find an acceptable band-aid fix that works, another fire starts somewhere else and we rush to fix it. We never take the time to revisit these fires to figure out why they happened in the first place. We keep dealing with the same problems over and over again. But in the preferred approach, we develop a quick fix for the problem. However, instead of rushing to the next issue of the day, we take some extra time to do root cause analysis so that the same problem is not tomorrow's big fire. We then implement the process change and check to see that it does not return. We institutionalize the solution so other areas and groups do not have the same problem as well. So in the usual approach, the problem identified, then immediately containment actions. So firefighting, the problem reoccurs elsewhere. Again, we are doing the same. So that means we are not, in the usual approach, we are not going to find the root cause actually. So in the preferred approach, problem identified, immediate containment action, then define the root cause analysis, solution validated with data, solutions are applied across company and it will never return. See here, here we are having an example for that, a basic example for how an attack a problem with the problem solving process. These are all like television sets with a defective screen that escapes to the customer. Customer can be used at the initial as the internal customer, for example, or a typical external customer who pays for the product or service. So process A, process B, we found you have error, process C, process D, but without that we gave to the customers. Then contains the problem. Make certain that the group customers in this area, in this case, find the problem, does not see it again. So Once we better understand where the problem originates, we isolate our containment around that process and allow the other process to operate normally. This process should not see the problem return. And finally, one root cause is determined and prevented through the process changes. The containment effort should be lifted and the new process should no longer create defects resulting from the same root cause. And in the context of human resources, corrective actions focused on discipline. For instance, an employee who harassed a coworker may face warning, suspension, or termination. These actions aim to eliminate the cause of the harassment by reprimanding the harasser. So here we are having mainly three types of corrective action: immediate action, the action take to quickly fix the impact of the problem so that the customer is not further impacted. So second is permanent root cause corrective action, the action taken to eliminate the error on the affected process or product. And preventive root cause corrective action, this action taken to prevent the error from recurring or on any other process or product. So examples of corrective actions: immediate, part removed and replaced in product; retested; permanent, product redesigned to account for part variability; preventive, design process change to require variation analysis testing on similar supplier parts. So if preventive is not addressed, the problem will surely return. The tools generally used for RSA, there is root cause analysis like brainstorming, flow charting, cause and effect diagram, Pareto charts, all this we already discussed. Then barrier analysis is a model used by some organizations to understand both why the problem happened and how it can be prevented. Then change analysis, it's analysis of changes within a deployed product or application and their potential consequences. Then 5 why, and then failure mode effects and critical analysis, and finally fault-free analysis. It's a graphical failure analysis tool used to detect causes of undesired results and failures at the system level. Examples: a manager identified the problem. A manager walks past the assembly line and noticed a puddle of water on the floor. Knowing that the water is a safety hazard, she asked the supervisor to have someone get a mop and clean up the puddle. The manager is proud of herself for fixing a potential safety problem. That means in the floor, she found some water. She asked someone to clean that, but unfortunately, the problem, that means water came over there not because of the problem around that area. It will be from some pipe, some pipeline issues somewhere else. So what is the root cause? The superior looks for a root cause by asking why. And immediate action, knowing that the water is a safety hazard, the manager asks the supervisor to have someone get a mop and clean up the puddle. But just see the 5 whys: puddle of water on the floor, leak in overhead pipe, water pressure is set too high, water pressure valve is faulty, and valve not in preventive maintenance program. So that is the root cause. So the corrective action: water pressure valves placed in preventive maintenance program, and preventive developed a checklist form to ensure new equipment is reviewed for possible inclusion in preventive maintenance program. The corrective action. That's all.